Defenders in there waiting from the ball from Antonio. Moved clear. Nizer in midfield for Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso likes the look of him in that position. Here is Mbappé to Dani Carvajal. Floating a ball in. And his first league start in nearly 11 months, Dani Carvajal.
And you're in the big division now.
And it's a poor ball out from Escandé. Here is Rodrigo. Carreras in support. To Tchouaméni. Rodrigo surrounded by blue shirts. Here is Mbappé. Carreras. Tchouaméni. Perhaps he had time and space to get that shot off a little bit earlier. Dwelt on it.
Villa Anderlecht and Wolves fans, yes, that was the Donker. Belgian internationals often played with Courtois for their country.
Signed this week and straight into the starting 11. He gets it back.
Two corners so far, two different takers, both left-footed. A return for Big Tony. Back to that subject in a minute.
Kula to take the corner again. It's a deep one. Escandé comes. Stayed down. Dean Hansen isn't too impressed.
Howson does make contact sufficiently, I think, with Escandel for the referee, who is Mr. de Burgos.
Of the Spanish fourth tier. In 2003, they're on the verge of extinction in 2012. As we see Antonio trying to barge his way through.
Brilliant position by the referee, that's the first thing. We'll get a replay, but he's right on top of the action. I don't think, first view, I didn't think there was enough. But what did you say? That what was happening to Rudiger was...
Calm things down a little bit.
And breathe, I think they say in the theatre. Yeah. I don't think you get away with it across the back. You're really inviting Real Madrid on, and I think that's an asking for trouble.
Paunovic shrugs off Fede Valverde. Not many people do that, and plays a really interesting looking ball, and the flag stays down. 7
across his senior professional career, and onside or offside, the thing that will worry Rudiger.
Antonio. It wasn't coming down quickly enough to trouble Escandé. Took a
go when Oviedo were trying to play out. And there was a moment when there was a little bit of a struggle
for Real Madrid. Antonio takes, fired in, punched away by Escandé.
And there's a little pattern too emerging up. It's too far away to be hearing it. I swear you, Xabi Alonso was singlet. Play it outside you, play it out.
Again, not the most convincing clearance from Escandé. Güler.
In a phone box, can you make half a metre of space when you're being closed down? And Arda Güler certainly can.
Rodrigo charging forward, cutting. What do you expect me to do? Foul from one of the most experienced players in terms of top-flight appearances in this Oviedo team.
He got done in several ways in that Rodrigo was on his way down before Nacho.
Mbappé strikes straight into the wall.
Well, that's killing Mbappé. You can see.
Racking up the corners, Real Madrid. Rodrigo swings it in.
First right footer of the night. Still no effect.
Here's Mbappé. He's got Rodrigo in support. And Güler.
That's a ball. That's a lovely ball.
Not an easy chance for the young Argentine. It was a beautiful ball from Antonio arriving at the back post. Just unable to get it on target.
First and inches, first touch. Aaron Iskandel getting would have produced a save. Probably in terms of anticipation.
The opening goal for Real Madrid, cleared off the line.
Moment for Madrid to begin it. This is Rodrigo back at his best. And this is chaos. Arda quickest.
In by Rodrigo once again, it's deeper this time. Sibo challenging Tchouaméni.
Learning about Xabi Alonso, the coach, particularly given that it's a different setup to Leverkusen. I wonder if Mbappe so deep and so wide so often is what Xabi Alonso, the coach, wants. And this.
Mbappe. So clinical from the Frenchman to give, but it was lightning quick.
Well, I'm going to link to what's just happened, because elastic hips of his, that quickness of thought, his ability to finish in a way that, working from deep, the onside, I think, is no question, I would judge. Tackle.
Well, the goal is given.
Hot tea.
Hassani chasing here. Rondon's in the middle. Here is Housen. Goes for goal.
You were linking to and his team in their first away game of this season.
Carlos Tartier, Mbappe. It's the difference at the break between the two. As we get underway in the second half of the Estadio Carlos Tartier.
4 times I counted last week.
Here is Mastro Antonio.
Carvajal is not a player that you should be displeasing. Never mind whether you're a 28.
Corner for Real Madrid. Mbappe on his own at the back post. Out comes Escandé. See how long Rodrigo gets on the pitch. Presumably at some point we'll see Vinicius. We've seen a shot from
Game where both his pace and his electrically quick feet can make a big difference.
Goulet. Tchouaméni. Nicely done by Oviedo. Here's Al-Hassani. Good ball in. Rondon, Real Madrid. Calling for it at the back post. Carreras back to Mbappe. Carvajal making his way into the box. Tchouaméni takes the shot on from distance. And Carvajal was
Giving out again.
suggesting that the pass should have been made.
It's part of the makeup that has made him.
Chance here for Oviedo to put a ball in the box. Nacho Vidal wildly overhits it. The teams, they're in there. They're among the most successful 20 teams in the division in the country. So
I think that Iskandel will have judged that he may be.
I was going to ask you who you thought was going to go off for Vinicius Junior, but there we go.
Rodrigo has been toiling a good half an hour. And we hadn't seen much. But that was the big debate. Oh, keep giving the ball away. It's more likely that damage can be done now.
Here's Elias. Trying to get past Dani Carvajal. Oviedo here. It's taken short. And that is
Just there, ever pressing. Who begins the break? The referee's judgment that this needs to be played as advantage is fantastic. It very nearly results in a goal. It takes work out that somebody needs to run across, and in the end it's Vinicius, which helps. Whether or not the Uruguayan, the Falcon, would have been onside or off, I don't know.
It's a save in this game and wasn't. He is now.
And legitimately so, Phil, right?
Absolutely. Ball in is cleared at the near post by Rudiger, only as far as Sibo.
Number of players in white who look leg weary. And that has to be religiously short pre-season, which has been forced upon them. No hint of criticism from me about that.
Here is Vinicius.
His top body strength, I think, when he's in there is very, very good.
And that should be a yellow card. And it is.
With a little bit of wrestling. Was it him on Rudiger first half?
Made more appearances than any other player.
Predicted, I think. Maybe off mic, but you read the...
Jaria coming on as well.
Be opportunities.
Here is Jaria. Carrera. Still Hassan.
No foul, referee. No. Wrong way. You can't do that. The referee should stamp down on it, but Paunovic was 100% right.
Unlike for Gonzalo Garcia, instead it's either Goulet or any substitutions made by Carlo Ancelotti himself, and now here's Vinicius with a chance to charge into the box. Vinicius.
Once the house and tackle has made, the thing I really loved was the fusion in the marking scheme.
French-born Egyptian youth international. Hassan continuing his run.
No clash of heads there. We've stopped the clock right now at 78, which isn't going to happen. Most Asturian fans of Oviedo will go home match Oviedo, and stranger things have happened.
Now the change for Oviedo. Elias going on, being replaced by Brecalo.
That was the one I will admit I thought might have happened maybe 10 minutes earlier. Without Elias.
Here's Tchouaméni to Vinicius, space in front of him for him to run into. Charging into the box, Vinicius. Back to Tchouaméni. Here's Mbappé. Still Vinicius. And he's going to get a booking.
I have to see that again. Initially...
And that should be... Real Madrid double their lead.
It's the beauty of Vinicius, because when he's like that, and he's playing at 100 miles an hour, and yet there's a little bit of clever hassling. It's too easy for Vinicius, but his speed of thought with better weighting by Vinicius, that's what two managers now have prayed for to see in the combination between the Frenchman and the Brazilian. They get on well enough, but do they connect? Pocket picking for Vinicius. Still a lovely goal.
44 goals last season. He's already... Back come the visitors with Vinicius once again, pulling it back for Brahim. And Mbappé for the hat-trick. Escandé was equal to it.
Minimum rash by Vinicius. We're going to see the shot save again. Escandé does perfectly well. Let's see whether we see Vinicius.
Off goes Dani Carvajal. Trent Alexander-Arnold getting the final few minutes of this game. Dani Ceballos set to come on as now Kylian Mbappé goes off. Probably fancied the chance of getting a hat-trick, but we'll take the 2 goals tonight.
Man hug from Chavilla. Can produce a world-class save. That is one of the sorting hat differences, whether you're... You feel
very decent. He's going to be a...
For nearly quarter of a century, it's utterly remarkable.
He will have been happy to provide the assist. But is there more to come here from the Brazilian? Ball in, a dangerous ball in as well. It was a swift break from Real Madrid, and Vinicius. Real Madrid have wrapped up all 3 points.
Happy Brahim. Back onto the subject of leave. And once Vinicius is on the ball, the young Vinicius, the degree to which you're punished. Trent here that leaves it well alone. Just...
They've run out. 3-0 losers to Average.